mentioned that you wanted to write something that was uh, more universal rather than political and divisive. What would you say is kind of in the creative process? What would you say is kind of the key ingredient to follow when you're creating something to stay on track and make sure that what you're making was something more universal and more inclusive for audiences rather than political?
Yeah, it was difficult because the book, it's political in the sense that everything's political. Leave It to Beaver is political. It's telling
Right.
you what an ideal family is, and that's a political statement. But there's a difference between political and rhetoric, and that's what I didn't want to do. I think that the best movies don't tell you what's right and what's wrong. They let you figure that out on your own. I think of the movie like The French Connection. What are you supposed to think of a character like Popeye Doyle? Gene Hackman's character, who says racist things, who's obsessive, who's not very nice, but then he's heroic. And I like it when the author, whether it's of a movie or of a book or anything, doesn't judge. They let the reader judge. They let the audience judge. So that was a I try other than writing a page turner, my second goal was to not inject any rhetoric into it because it breaks the spell. If you do the right wing version of woke, if I were to mention Trump in the book or Biden or Obama, it in whatever judgmental way, even if it came out of the mouth of a character, it would break the spell because you'd roll your eyes. And Stephen King does that all the time, and I don't think it's good storytelling, and I think it's a bit arrogant for the author to do that because you're just ruining it for the readers. The way that I stayed out of it is I worked in theme. I knew what I wanted to say, and I worked in theme, and I worked through character. And I don't have all good characters, and I don't have all bad characters, and everything I leave up to the reader. You decide what you think is right or wrong, and everybody has a point of view, even the bad guys. They don't think they're bad guys, and so I just tried to walk that line to keep it character driven and thematically driven.
All over the place, where the fun sanity never ends.